Everybody smiles in the same language. A smile, let your light come shining through.
Welcome to the Celebrate Happiness Roadshow podcast. I'm Sandra M., coming to you from Santa Fe, New Mexico, the land of enchantment. I interview people from all parts of the world about what happiness means to them. What are they in love with? In each episode, we'll give you a key to happiness to include in your life. And of course, we'll play a happy tune from my live Celebrate Happiness Roadshow.
A smile doesn't cost you anything.
Today we're talking with Madison McQuitty, a Santa Fe, New Mexico dentist who grew up in Farmington, New Mexico. After graduating early from high school and getting her degree in biomedical science in 3 years from Northern Arizona University, she and her husband Max, who met at university, moved to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where Madison completed a post-baccalaureate program. And the following year, Madison accepted a position at Midwestern University College of Dental Medicine in Arizona, completed her doctorate program, and graduated with her doctorate degree in dentistry in 2023. Madison is passionate about her work and also an avid outdoorswoman, always looking for new adventures with her husband and their pups. Running marathons together, Max and Madison have recently finished the Catalina Island Marathon, the sixth hardest marathon in the United States, hiked over 130 miles of the Arizona Trail, and completed rim to rim of the Grand Canyon. Max and Madison get outside whenever they can, and they truly believe this is one of the keys to happiness. Well, welcome, Madison. I'm very excited to talk to you about happiness. And I always start with this question, and what makes you happy? I mean, what are you passionate about? What gets you out of bed in the morning?
Well, hi. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm very excited to talk with you. Happiness, the things that I would say that make me happy day to day are feeling like I'm challenging myself, working towards a goal, whether that be athletically, personally, spiritually. And aside from that, practicing gratitude, being thankful for the things that I have currently, right now, my family, my dogs, my health. So I don't think I could narrow it down to one thing. There are many things that play into the feeling of happiness. And I will say, along with that is contentness and peace, feeling content. And I think gratitude plays into that a lot as well.
Interesting. I find it so interesting that you say that happiness is a feeling. A lot of people try to intellectualize, and people take workshops, etc. But I think everybody knows what it means. They know when they feel happy, or when they feel contentment, or when they feel peace. So you've mentioned that your dogs and athletics and your work, and you love to have a goal. Could you talk a little bit more about why having a goal somehow makes you feel really happy about things?
Absolutely. Challenges aren't always fun, but what I've found is challenging myself through attempting to reach a goal or striving for something that I want or desire teaches me a lot about who I am or who I'm trying to become. It's interesting because as you try new things, things you didn't think you could do maybe, and you find out that you can, or you maybe find a new passion, you realize that, the struggle was worth it, and you feel accomplished, and at least I feel proud of myself and like I've learned something new about myself. And I think that I can therefore share that part of myself with other people, as I'm learning new things and trying new things and meeting new people.
That's really interesting, because I don't think a lot of people really challenge themselves. And if they do challenge themselves, it does require people to change, right? You have to go for the goal, and you go through a lot of changes, don't you?
Absolutely. You said it perfectly. And that can be really uncomfortable, I think. And I think it often makes people a little hesitant or stops people from trying things that maybe they would find happiness from. I think, I think it's important to feel a little bit uncomfortable sometimes, because when you prove to yourself that you can do hard things or you can try new things, you can be really proud of that. And that's something that you can carry with you and talk about, and something that becomes a part of you.
So do you think younger people, I know that you're younger. I mean, you went through, as I did your introduction, I was just amazed how fast you went through all your dental school, et cetera. And so do you think younger people find it easier to just go for it, as we call it, just power on and go through changes and set goals? Is it something that's going on in the younger group of people these days?
That's a great question. I don't think it's necessarily related to the younger generation. I've seen, I can't speak for generations ahead of me and sort of their approach to goals and challenges and things like that. But what I have found is a lot of my peers or people my age actually deeply struggle and find it, I think social media maybe, and just confusion of who you are and who you're supposed to be can often inhibit people and induce a lot of anxiety. So I think the dream is fairly common amongst most individuals my age, own a home, be successful, whatever that dream looks like to the person. I believe most of us share that. However, it might be challenging to get after it and just go get it. There's a little bit of, I think, confusion in who you're supposed to be, especially with the things that you see online every day, and finding really who you are, I believe, can be a challenge, especially in today's world.
Join Sandra M. for her live performance of the Celebrate Happiness Roadshow, a toast to love and happiness in life, an uninhibited musical adventure guaranteed to awaken your happiness vibe. Celebrate with upbeat rhythms, love songs, and fun stories, some told by you in the audience. Sandra's musical guest and accompanist, Todd Lowry, sings his hopeful and happy originals. To book Sandra M. and the Celebrate Happiness Roadshow, email sandra@sandramcknight.com. Celebrate happiness with Sandra M.
So I always say to people, in my opinion, and it's just not me, the Dalai Lama, all the great gurus and people who are like Bruce Lipton and Joe Dispenza, the great meditators, these people, they all say that happiness is an inside job. You don't find happiness externally. And a lot of people are running, outside, as you say, the house, the job, who am I? But you have to go inside and really connect inside with who you are. and that somehow brings you to a space where you can find your happiness? What do you think?
I agree with you 200%. And that's actually something that I wanted to touch on with you is that perception of what happiness is. I think that perception is misguided and a little bit false. The idea that happiness will be found at once you reach your goal or on the other side or once you have a home or a job with X amount of money, it's easy to fall into the false idea that that's it, I'll be happy then. But in fact, like you just said, you have to go deep within, do the work on yourself. And I think it's uncomfortable to reflect, to sit in silence or sit alone with yourself and think. That's tough because you have to process things. But it's so important because the work from within, I think, will eventually make its way out, and it becomes this energy and this output of eventually happiness as, you know, you figure out who you are, what you love, the things that you enjoy. But that, like you said, does not come from materialistic things, in my opinion.
Right. Exactly. So now you, in the introduction that I read ahead of time, you really love the outdoors. You and Max, your husband Max, right?
Correct. Yes, Max.
And the two of you, I mean, I'm sitting here and I was just thinking to myself, my God, rim to rim of the Grand Canyon, I can't even imagine how far that is. You know, 130 miles of the Arizona Trail. So, you know, it's like, whoa, okay, I'm lucky I do a couple of miles. So my thought is, how do you connect? Obviously, somehow inside of you, you love the outdoors. You're an outdoors woman, right? You love hiking. You love nature. How does that connect personally for you in your happiness quotient? Let's put it that way.
I would say that being outside definitely parallels that sense of wanting to challenge myself. So that's a little part of it. That I find a lot of joy in that because, as you just said, you know, rim to rim, that was tough. It was about 25 miles, but incredible. And again, once again at the end, I found that I could do it. That it was so hard, but I could do it. So that's definitely part of it. I would say an equal, if not better, part of these outdoor adventures are getting to share these incredible places and landscapes with people that I love and really care about, my friends, my husband. I often wish when I'm out there, I'm often very far in places that are difficult to get to, and I always find myself wishing that I could bring all of my family here, or, you know, my mom or my in-laws or some of my friends out to those spots. You know, of course, I do have a group and we can get there together, but I just wish I could share those things with everybody. It's very humbling to be outdoors, to be in landscapes that are immense and endless and so vibrant with life and colors, but also you have to be aware, and, you know, you're at the mercy of being outside. There can be animals that can hurt you. There can be weather. So you have to have such an appreciation for where you are, for what, you know, you can do in your body, for the landscape around you. And I think that again plays into the gratitude and challenging myself.
Yeah, so what I'm hearing that you're not only just challenging yourself physically and so forth, but you have to be really in the moment. There are dangers, you can misstep, and then you get things are vast. I would imagine the Grand Canyon rim to rim is a vast place. That it's bigger than you, right? It's like you connect to something that's a lot bigger.
Absolutely. You said it better than I could, really. It takes you out of yourself. It makes you realize it really puts things into perspective. Your day-to-day tasks, or maybe challenges and struggles, maybe things that you don't look forward to. You go out into a place as vast as, let's say, the Grand Canyon, and it makes me take a step back and realize, wow, these things aren't as big a deal as maybe they might seem. I need to be thankful. Look at this. This is way bigger than me. This was, an amazing feat of nature and years of nature working and doing its thing, carving out these rocks, and I get to be here and enjoy it. What a humbling experience. And absolutely, it makes you connect with something higher than yourself, makes you appreciate what you have, and kind of just refocus your day-to-day life, I would say, and come back refreshed with a new mindset that, you should be very grateful just for the things that you have.
I don't think I could ever do the rim to rim, but I feel that way just when I go for my walks and when I'm in the green belt. I'm out here in El Dorado, so just connecting with animals is so important for me. I have another question. I ask this to a lot of people, and most people say yes, but one woman said no. Do you think people are born happy?
We invite you and yours to an intimate 14-day happiness journey to Bhutan, the lost kingdom of happiness, coming in May of 2024. Experience the magnificent beauty, magic, and mystery of this ancient culture that calculates the gross national happiness of its people. Happiness, Bhutan style, is an adventure of a lifetime. Go to BhutanLostKingdomTours.com and click on Special Tour Packages to download your itinerary for Being in Love with Life, a happiness journey to Bhutan with Miss Sandra McKnight. And remember, celebrate happiness with Sandra M.
Okay, I would say yes and no. And the reason being is I would initially say yes, and that negativity that one might experience is more or less conditioned or learned out of experiences or maybe people in your life. However, there are those who do struggle with mental illness or chemical imbalance. And so I would say for those individuals, it's probably a little bit more difficult to feel upbeat or to maybe see the brighter side of things, see the glass half full. But aside from a possible, diagnosis that some may have, I would say most people are born happy, and that maybe life can just be quite tough. And it's sometimes hard to retrain those negative ways of feeling and thinking.
So that brings me to the next thing. Can happiness actually be learned then? So yes, life can be very tough. Things happen to us and we're unhappy, right? But are we in charge basically with our own life? Can we learn how to be happy?
I would say yes. And again, given those who may need a little bit more medical attention, those individuals maybe aside, if we're speaking just in the raw form of can happiness be learned, I would say yes. I would compare it maybe to a yoga practice or meditation. Something that you focus on, you're proactive about, you recognize what's going on right now, why am I feeling this way, and I'm going to make a conscious effort to put forth positive feelings. And I think that can then attract positive things. You put a nice a smile on your face, you vibrate positive energy, even if you're not quite feeling it, and then you attract positive things. And that's just one small maybe example, but I would say it is a bit of a practice, a meditation, and it does take awareness.
Right. Awareness and being mindful. That's the new word. It used to be raise your consciousness. Now it is being mindful of how you behave and how you interact with yourself and with others. Before we end, I want to talk. I know that you're a dentist and you've been practicing for a while, and I would like to know, is being a dentist, number one, you've chosen that for whatever reason. I'd like to know why you chose dentistry, why you're so passionate about your work. And can we connect in any way dentistry with happiness, making people have a nice smile, helping them? I know for myself, we get one set of teeth, right? That's it for a lifetime. So I take really good care. I do really everything the dentist asks me to do, I do it. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, your passion about dentistry and why you chose it, etc.
That's cute. Yes, absolutely. Dentistry was something that I was exposed to as a young child. So you may know my dad is also a dentist. We practiced together. And it was wonderful to be in the office as a young child and have that exposure. But I will say I didn't decide to become a dentist right away. So I knew always that I wanted to pursue higher education. I also knew always that and I should have mentioned this earlier, part of, feeling happiness or gratitude is service, a line of service, and going outside of yourself. And so I always knew that I wanted to be a doctor, but I wasn't decided on which type. And as I got older, I realized, dentistry is phenomenal in that you get to help so many people, like you said, restore their smile, get out of pain, feel more confident. That's an amazing area of service in my life. I'd say in addition to having that amazing opportunity to serve others and, heal and treat, it also provides a really great lifestyle and schedule so that I can spend time with my family and I can rest and I can pursue the things that I am passionate about. So I would say those two combined really attracted me to dentistry, the ability to be in a community and that I can help, serve, treat, guide, educate. I love to educate and explain why things happen and what you can expect, and I find joy in that. But I also get time with my family, which I'm really grateful for.
Right, and I think we need to mention that your father's name is Patrick McQuitty. He's actually my dentist. I chose him because I am one of these really, I'm terrified of the dentist, right, that kind of thing. So I knew that your father had worked with children, right? And I thought, well, if he could have worked with children, he's going to be able to put up with me, and then, and he has a wonderful bedside manner, and I always felt very comfortable. So I think he does go from a point of view of serving. At least I feel that way. So I love that idea of serving people. And here's another thought. Dentistry is so precise. I mean, you all have that little light on your forehead and you're looking into very small areas. And is there sort of an artistry to it? Let's say an artistry in the sense of sculpting the teeth and making sure the filling is just exactly correct and all that sort of thing. It always seemed to me there was an artistry to doing dentistry.
100% there is. We often joke with seriousness, my dad and I, that as dentists, we're doctors, we are artists, and we're mechanics. So the three things play in every single time we are treating a patient or doing a case. Precision is key, as you mentioned, but there is a great deal of artistry involved in artistic, training your eye to see colors, to see light reflection in different lights, anticipating how will this look in the end if I do it this way, and how, there's a lot that plays into your planning, your thought process. You absolutely, at least for us, our goal is natural appearance. We want people to feel very confident, but also look very natural if their goal is aesthetics. And so you absolutely have to train yourself as an artist, and it's very fun. It's really great to build a team who enjoys that type of thing as well, and we have a really great team who is phenomenal at designing and kind of anticipating, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun to have that aspect in our work.
So I'm so glad you brought up the concept of fun. I'm at a certain age now where I just don't want to do anything unless it's fun. I make everything fun as much as possible. I really do. Whatever it is, to me, I like to make it a game or whatever it may be. So we've come to the end of our time, and I just want to end. I always end by asking, do you have any words of wisdom that you'd like to end with?
Oh, I would say this is something maybe newer for me. Take time to evaluate what you need, you yourself. I would say it's very easy to get swept away in your day-to-day or maybe the needs of others, which is so important. But at the end of the day, take a minute for yourself. Think about what you need, and always deep down know that you are capable of achieving anything that you put your mind to.
How beautiful. Thank you so much, Madison, for being on the Celebrate Happiness Roadshow.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure talking with you, and it's been really fun reflecting on what happiness really does mean to me. So thank you.
Stay in touch with friends. We are social spirits, and sharing with our close friends makes us happy. Take the time to connect.
Meaningful relationships with one or two people are a powerful happiness boost for all. To make new friends with like-minded people, try getting involved in a local volunteer group or try taking a class.
Pet companionship offers so many positive benefits. Love animals? Consider volunteering at a local animal shelter to make new friends, both human and animal.
Newsflash! Please sign up for your personal copy of Our Keys to Happiness at sandramcknight.com. Thank you for tuning into the Celebrate Happiness Roadshow podcast. And if you enjoyed the conversation, please help spread the word by sharing our podcast with your friends and family. Before we go, I'd like to thank today's guest, Madison McQuitty, for sharing her happiness story. And to share your happiness story on the Celebrate Happiness Roadshow podcast, send an email to sandra@sandramcknight.com.
Turn your smile on, you can't go wrong. You'll find that love is all